Hello, my name is Mark Cooley, EVP at Kohl Advisory Group. Your credit union has engaged us to complete a profitability assessment of your balance sheet products using activity-based costing. The scope of this engagement includes the collection of employee time estimates because banking is a people business. Employee costs are one of the biggest product-related costs of this banking business. It's important for everyone to understand that this is a finance exercise, not related in any way to human resources employee performance evaluation. The data you provide will not be used in your performance review. In fact, the information you provide may help improve the job processes that you are involved in. This process utilizes a web-based application called Kohl Direct that I will demonstrate shortly. The screen you are viewing is the main logon screen. You will be provided with the necessary IDs and passwords to access the system by your engagement manager. The process works as follows. A survey will be completed for all employees. In some cases, employees will complete their own survey, and in others, managers may complete the survey for their employees. Regardless, managers will approve each employee's survey. You are now looking at a master activity list consisting of about 80 activities typically conducted by credit union employees in delivering loans and deposits to members. These activities will be customized for your credit union's unique operations. You will notice that activities cover everything from the origination of different loan types to the servicing of those loans to processing deposit applications and support transactions, maintenance of those deposits, as well as non-product related activities. You'll note that there are activities 102 and 103 and 104 that are not related to products. Break time is pretty obvious, but every employee, even in a frontline teller position, probably has some duties that are not product related. A great example is balancing the cash recyclers in a branch or balancing the vault when cash is delivered to that branch. This document will be available online for you to look at and review, but these are the activities that will be within your Kohl Direct system. You'll note that there are some activities that can be completely customized for your credit union. This is a generic list, and again, it will be customized to fit your system. I'm now going to demonstrate Kohl Direct. Again, you'll be provided with this information how to log in later by your engagement manager, so don't worry about the codes that I'm using today. Employees have one particular way of logging, and once they log into the employee level, they will begin to create a time survey. They will enter their last name and then a special code that represents them. Often this is a teller number. Once you are into the system, you'll notice that it basically has two scroll levels. Because this is maximized, you can use the outer scroll bar to scroll up and down through the screen. You can also use the inner scroll bar to scroll through the different activities. You will note that the screen layout includes not only an example of who the person is that we're working with and their name, their position, and their department. There's also access to a user guide, and there is context-sensitive help. You'll see that there's a button selecting Display All Activities, which allows me to toggle between activities specifically related to this individual and others. Notice under Activity Group 1, they only have responding to loan inquiries. When I turn on all the activities, you'll see that there are many other activities possible. So the process is to go through and turn on the activities that are available to you, and then go look at ones that you may do that have not been made available. Display all the activities, it just toggles back and forth, then check those additional activities that you may complete. Once that's done, then you can go back and just set the system to display only those activities you have selected, and then start entering time. You will notice you enter time into these activities that at the bottom of the screen is going to keep a running total of what you do. You can certainly go back and change the times that you've entered, and basically we recommend you work through the entire system, answering questions and entering data for the activities that you perform. This person may not do teller activities, so we're going to turn these off. However, they may answer some account questions. Pretty much everybody in the credit union is involved in that activity. Open and maintaining accounts, that may be a big part of their work week, so on and so forth. And then there's, of course, always the no more time, and then maybe there's break as well. You'll notice that as soon as you exceed 40 hours, there's a warning that is generated. We do request that most people focus on their 40-hour week. However, if you work routinely more than that or less than that, please use the number of hours that you normally work. If you're part-time, say 32 hours, then you would want to get to the true 32 hours. I'm going to change these so we're right at the actual 40. Now you'll notice that I didn't really enter any fractions in here, and generally we want to only have fractions that would be like at the half-hour point. The reason for that is we found that if we focus on activities that take at least a half an hour a week, that is about the most appropriate level of detail. In times past, we've used more detail, but in our 20 years of doing this with credit unions, we found that the extra complexity is not compensated by any additional value. So we really have you focus on a half an hour. You certainly can put in different time, but really anything that takes more than half an hour a week is what you want to focus on. Once you're done, you can scroll to the bottom of this, and like most computer programs, you can save the survey as you go along. If you really messed it up and want to start over, you can do that, or you can save and exit your survey. Once you've exited your survey, you'll see that there's a thank you note, shows when you've completed and your total hours. Again, access to users guides and so on. You can simply complete your survey and then log out of the system, and then you're done. So that's the employee system. Now with regards to the manager system, we enter that in a similar fashion with a different set of codes. And that brings us to this manager screen, which is going to say review surveys. Again, it has access to users guides. There's some special manager reports and of course context sensitive help. Once I enter the manager level, I'm going to basically have access to the database of every employee in the credit union. Initially, the employees are sorted by employee name, but you can sort by number, or we recommend, if you're a manager, sorting by department. Then you would scroll down and seek your particular department. Again, this is alphabetically arranged. So the person I entered data for, you may remember, was Aldez, and here is their information. So I can simply go into their system, and I can review as their manager what they implemented. Now, if I disagree with anything that the employee has done, it is best not to just overwrite what they've done, but to actually go back to that employee and discuss why they entered the data they did. You actually might learn something about what their day is really like. So we encourage you not to just overwrite what an employee has done, but talk with them. Once it's complete, you can approve the survey and you can exit, and then move on to the next employee. You'll notice that over here on the right, there are some copy functions. So for example, if I was working in the Valencia department, and again, we're going to sort this by, I'm going to sort it in the opposite way so the Valencia comes to the top. You can see how that works. And now I have Aldez that I've entered data for, but my other senior teller is out on FMLA for an extended period of time, or other reasons is not able to complete their data. So I'm going to copy Aldez's data by clicking the copy button. I can again sort by department. You see I double-clicked here, and I'm simply going to copy that data to this teller and to this teller. In fact, I'm going to do, I'll just do those two tellers right now. And then if I scroll to the bottom of the screen, all the way to the bottom, oops, jumped back, all the way to the bottom, there's my copy to selected employees. So you'll notice I'm getting a warning. Yeah, I want to overwrite what was done because, that was done earlier. So I'm going to, again, confirm that I approve that. And we are done. And again, you'll notice that it always defaults to sorting by employee. So I want to go back and look at my Valencia branch. I would come back in here and you can see the different ones that have been approved. Once you're done with this and approved everything, you can scroll through and look at everything else. You would simply log out. Now you will notice that you have access as a manager to every employee in the credit union. We have found that not to be an issue for two reasons. The biggest being that there's no salary data in here, so there's no way to see what someone else is making. Number two, this is not information used by HR for employee performance evaluations. So if you wanted to look at some other teller's time, that's fine. This greatly simplifies the management of passwords and access. So that is the main way to use the Kohl Direct system. You'll recall that users guides are available. There's context sensitive help. You can see here what some of that looks like. Keep in mind that we're focused on an average week, and only those activities that you spend 30 minutes or more on should be tracked. Any questions that you have about this process, you should direct to your engagement manager. If you feel that some of the activities that you or your employees perform do not fit within these activities, please talk to your engagement manager. It is more than likely that they actually do fit in somewhere once you completely understand the nature of the activity. However, if you do have something that you perform that we did not include in our initial activity list, we'd be glad to add that as we go. Again, address questions to your engagement manager. Thank you for being part of this important engagement at your credit union. Information you provide will help your credit union understand the profitability of the products and the cost of those products, which in the end will help you deliver those products more efficiently and more cost effectively to your members, both improving service to individual members and the membership overall. Thank you very much for your time today, and we'll talk to everybody in the near future, I am sure.